are finally going live. Finally. All the way from the hotel room in the middle of nowhere, Atlanta. Yes, Atlanta. We're going to go live on all 3 streams for as long as we can. And we'll go from there. We got TikTok, Facebook, and Instagoo. And, yeah. You know what we're going to try and talk about is today's message was stand up. Really, I didn't edit that? No, I didn't. Steadiness. Steadiness is your superpower. I guess I better should edit that, right? Because today is also 200 and something more days. Let's see here. Let me fix that. Steadiness. 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 Steadiness is your is a superpower. Oh yeah. And you know what? Today is what day is today? Anyways, today is number. Let me take a look here. Where is Ray? She texted me earlier today. Steadiness superpower. It doesn't tell me in there. Of course not. Why would it tell me? Well, you know what? I'm just going to try and say that today is 220, day 221. I'm guessing. Huh? We're just gonna go with it. Oh wait, it's got 225 down there. So it's pulling a day from yesterday? Then we're gonna go with it. 226. Today's day 226. We're gonna go with it. And we're at day 226. So yeah. And you know what? We finally made it down here to Atlanta. I'm tired. Exhausted, actually. We've already been to the mixer with David Power Talk and all the other speakers that got in early. We had to try and detour quite a bit because there was a lot of flooding and a lot of down trees and storms and stuff like that. So, you know, it was a challenge getting here, that's for sure. You know, the roads were shut down. A couple of times the GPS lost its mind. And, you know, and it's coming through the mountains. Yeah, game over on cell phone coverage. What the fuck is that? Live is disconnected. Because connection is crappy. Well, at least it's still recording there, so I can always upload it. So anyways, but I'll just upload it because I'll just keep going because life goes on, right? And the thing is, the truth is destiny doesn't require perfect conditions. It doesn't require perfect roads. It requires a steady you. I guess the easiest way to talk about it would be the old story about the rabbit, the tortoise and the hare. How the tortoise runs, gets tired, falls off to the side, and takes a nap, while the tortoise just nonchalantly just walks on by. See, that's the thing, is when you try and keep going persistently, you'll get there. Because what happens is life is going to try and rewrite your story. Life is going to throw storms in your way. Because every storm is going to try and drive you off track. It's going to knock trees down. It's going to try and throw bankruptcies. It's going to throw breakups. It's going to throw kids in away. It's going to throw job loss. It's going to throw car accidents. It's going to throw medical problems. It's going to throw everything. It's going to throw all sorts of detours to frustrate you, to depress you, to get you out of the way, to make you quit. Because life loves throwing curveballs, and when you're on the right track, you know what? They throw even more curveballs. Oh, I see why. I lost internet. No internet. No internet at all. Wild. Let's try that again. Anyways, the thing is, though, is that when you're on the right track, life is going to throw even more storms at you. And so what happens is the storms don't get the final say-so. Your steadiness does. See, people think success is about the speed. I'm the fastest racer. I'm the fastest marathon runner. I'm the fastest whatever. And you know what? Marathons aren't about speed. Marathons are about your personal goals. People think breakthrough is about talent, about accomplishing the best of this or the best of that. But the ones who win, those are the ones who keep moving when the road gets messy. Because see, speed can be loud. Speed can be dangerous too. But steadiness, that's quiet. Growing up, we were all impressed with speed. Oh, wow, you did 200 miles an hour. You did that. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Steadiness changes your life. Because steadiness is waking up and doing the work even when you don't feel like it. Steadiness is showing up when the world says, not today. Not today. Not like this. Steadiness is choosing progress over perfection. Steadiness is when you choose consistency over procrastination. See, when you stay steady, you become unstoppable. Not because you never fail, but because you never stay down. And that's the trick. Because when you fall, if you stay down, you might as well just pull that dirt over yourself. I hate saying it like that, but you gotta get back up. When you fall, you get back up. Get back up and keep trying. Trying and trying. Don't give up. Because as long as you have a dream in your head, as long as you have breath in your lungs, if you have a dream and you're not lazy, you can do it. And the thing about steadiness is steadiness versus speed. Speed is loud. Steadiness is quiet. Speed will impress people, but steadiness will change your life. And when you stay steady, you become unstoppable. So let me tell you something. Detours aren't delays. Even though that I was about 2.5 hours late to this mixer tonight. But you know what? Detours are directions. Because every time life reroutes you, it's not punishment, it's positioning. Now see, it pushed us way out of the way. But by pushing us out of the way, it probably saved us. Because perhaps with all the flooded roads, perhaps I would have been stupid enough to drive through some of the water that was out there. Because Lord knows I still ended up driving through some of the roads that were flooded. And I did keep going through them, and they were quite flooded, even the ones that the detour went through. And I was really shocked at how fast some of that water was moving. You can actually feel the van moving. So I'm thinking that, considering that we got an alert saying that the White River will reach 19 feet flood stage by tomorrow morning, it's like, well, you know what? We might have a challenging way home on Sunday. Because, you know, what's going on is the detour teaches you patience. The detours in your life teaches you resilience. The detours in your life teaches you creativity and how to find things. And that's what's important. Because the detour teaches you to trust the journey instead of the map. Because you don't grow on the straightaways. You grow on the turns. And what steadiness actually builds is your confidence. Because by being steady, you build the small wins. And, you know, I was actually practicing earlier today on a talk that I'm planning, a builder workshop. Bob the Builder. No. An actual builder workshop that I'm actually looking at while I'm talking for a bunch of people. And in there, it's the idea is that we're going to be talking about how you build your wins. And you got to start small. But in order to start small, you got to start. In order to start, you got to build up your confidence. And there's no, it's a chicken and an egg thing. The only way you can build up your confidence is by starting. And the only way you can try and build up your starting is by building up your confidence. See, chicken and egg. But you got to take that first step. And that's the easiest way to do it. Take that first step. And when you take that first step, it helps you build your confidence. That first step will lead to your first win. That first win will lead to your first build. And then you repeat. You compound on that. Your second step, your second win, your second build. Your third step, your third win, your third build. And before you know it, you've got a whole collection of steps and a whole collection of wins and a whole collection of builds that you now have built your confidence in yourself that you can win, that you can build, that you can do it. But that's built with steadiness. That steadiness builds your confidence. That steadiness builds your character. Because when you do something consistently like that, people see you. People watch you. People see how you grow. And then they realize that, hey, that person there, we can count on him. We can count on her to get it done. We can count on her to be thorough. We can count on him to make sure it's done right. Because when they can count on you to get it done right and be thorough, that builds momentum. So steadiness builds momentum. And that momentum, because more people are going to see. You're going to see. You're going to feel confident in yourself. People are going to see you and feel confident in your abilities to get it done. And that's going to build even more momentum. And that's actually going to build your identity. Yes, that identity. The identity that of who you are and who you want to be. Because see, when you stay steady long enough, you're going to start to realize that you've already survived storms that would have broken other people. You've already walked through the things that should have stopped you. So you've already proven to yourself that you're built for more. You've already proven by fire, by storms, that you can do it. Steadiness is your proof. It's your evidence. It's your resume. Because, today we're going to try and talk about your challenge. We're going to talk about you choosing your steadiness over your speed. Don't rush the breakthrough. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Don't panic. Big friendly letters. Don't panic. Big thumbs ups. Yes, I'm referring to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Don't panic. Don't panic over the detour. It reminds me, a couple of weeks ago, I had gone to go look at Stormwalker Outpost, the land that I'm buying. And I asked the real estate agent if I could drive back there. And there was a storm a couple of days before. And he's like, yeah, sure, you can drive back there. It should be good. It might be a little muddy. I'm like, we'll be fine. And I had my daughter in a car. And we're driving along, going down the road, and bumpy road, and all of a sudden I see this big patch of mud coming up. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be messy. We're mud bogging it. And she's like, oh my goodness, look at all that mud. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go right through. Hang on, and we go plow right through the mud. And I didn't realize that there was a tree stump in there, and just whoop, and the whole bottom of the van bottom out on a tree stump. We got stuck. So I put the car in reverse and I tried going backwards. Nope. Tried going forward. Nope. Backwards. Nope. Forwards. Nope. We weren't moving. And she goes, we're stuck. We're stuck. Oh my God, we're stuck. And she starts panicking. I'm like, don't panic. We'll be fine. She's like, we're in the middle of the woods. We're stuck. I'm like, it just means that the woods are eating us. What? The land wants us. Well, see, we don't quit because the road is smooth. We don't quit because the road isn't smooth. We don't quit. We just keep going. And then we call the tow truck. The tow truck came out there and he was like, wow, you did a good job. He's like, what were you thinking? This is a minivan. It's not a mud bogger. He's like, you really are crazy. Yeah, I am. He's like, yeah, I know you are. He's like, what possessed you to take a minivan down a dirt road mud bogging in the woods? Exactly. No, I mean, that was a question. What possessed you to take a minivan mud bogging in the woods? Exactly. It was fun. It was like, this is going to cost you. This is going to cost you big time. Like, yeah, I know, but it was fun. He's like, oh yeah, I'm sure it was. He's like, I think you're the only person I've ever known who's taking a minivan down a mud trail. You see, our paths doesn't have to be perfect. We just have to be steady. And we have to enjoy the outcomes sometimes. Yes, it's gonna be messy. Yes, it's gonna hurt sometimes. But you know what? Looking back, that was one heck of a day. It was hilarious. Because after he pulled me out of there, I ended up driving backwards down a trail because, in fact, we couldn't turn around. So I had to drive backwards down the wood trail. Yeah, imagine driving backwards about a quarter of a mile through a small dirt wood trail. Huh. Thank you, Mom, for making me drive that school bus all those years ago backwards down Chicago streets. For trusting me, not hitting anybody. Thank you, Mom, for telling me if you can drive backwards in Chicago, you can drive anywhere backwards and not hit anybody. And you know what? I'm just going to try and put it like this. You've made it here not because your path was easy, but because you refused to stop. Because, see, the moment you decide to stay steady, the storms in your life lose their power. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. The moment you decide to not stop, the moment you decide to stay steady, whatever storm is in your life loses its power. And I mean that in the sense that when you decide, not because the path is easy, but because you refuse to stop, you'll have withstood the urge to quit. You'll have owned your stories. You have owned your solutions. You would have owned all of the moments that made that time special. And believe me when I say time is special. That's the one commodity we don't get back. And we spend it like we can't believe. Heck, we trade it. We trade our time. Hours for dollars. How many of you try and trade your hours for dollars? Who makes $17 an hour? $17 for 1 hour of your time. Or $15 an hour. Or $10 an hour. Maybe $200 an hour. What's your time worth? What's your time worth? Seriously. Think about it. Because how much time do you have left? So do you want to try and waste that time? Or do you actually want to use it for something steady, something focused, something desperate, something legacy building like? That's actually what's really important. What are you doing with your future? What are you doing to build the dreams that you have? What are you doing to make life easier for you or that of your family? Excuse me. Sorry, tired. See, when what happens is it really does suck that we end up wasting our time, our valuable time, on silly things, on things that don't quite always work right. Tomorrow's going to be a fun day. Looking forward to it tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a quite exciting day indeed. Interesting. So the go live died there. Huh? No, I'm not done yet. Still recording. Because, you know, I want to say that Fearless Friday, you should turn and focus on the weekend, on what you're afraid to touch. You know, earlier today I was actually practicing coming up with metaphors. And I came up with this one I really, really like. Huh? Don't tell him? Don't tell him or no? No? Oh. Alright, yeah, no. You'll have to listen to my speech that I'm going to post tomorrow. So I can't tell you. Because it's actually going to try and be debuted in the live recording that I do tomorrow. Heck, it might even go live tomorrow while we're at the concert. So this should be interesting. But no, long story short, the idea behind it is, we're gonna try and as long as you're focusing on and staying steady, as long as you're focusing on a perfect commitment as opposed to perfect conditions. As long as you're willing to adjust, as long as you're willing to pivot, you'll be able to try and make sense of your maps. You'll be able to follow your dreams just fine. Because every champion that you admire out there didn't win because they were fast. Heck, David Powertalk took quite a few years to become a speaker. Eric Thomas took about 10 years from what I was understand. And Les Brown, my idol, he took quite a few years to become the motivational speaker he is. Heck, I remember listening to a couple of the stories about how he was actually fired out of his own TV studio. But that's the thing, is they won because they refused to stop. They won because they focused on steadiness. They focused on the quiet grind. They focused on their loud victories with their voice. Now, as I told you earlier today about those detours suck. They're distractions. But you know what? They help you learn. They give you that weathered wisdom. They help you learn patience. They help you learn resilience. They help you learn who you are when everything falls apart. Are you the type of person that panics and goes nuts and runs around like Chicken Little? The sky is falling, the sky is falling. Or are you the type of person that, we can fix this, and gets out the Band-Aids, the pens and the paper. Band-Aids? Rubber bands. And MacGyver's something to make it work. But the point is detours where you learn who you are when the plan falls apart. Straight roads don't build warriors. Twists and turns do. Unexpected routes. If life is constantly detouring you, it's developing you. So, steadiness builds your identity. Steadiness builds your confidence. Steadiness builds your momentum. Steadiness builds your proof. Because you know what? You've already withstood more storms that would have broken other people. You've already survived more things that should have stopped you. And you've already proven you're built for more. So you made it to this moment in this life. Not because the roads were smooth, but because you refused to quit. So, hear me out. You have withstood more than people have. You have owned more than other people have seen. Now, it's time to take that weathered wisdom and believe in a way that nobody can ignore. Step up and out of this room to make your next move your loudest one yet. I believe in you. You need to believe in you. Good night, everybody, and thank you very much. If you want more information, go to my bio and click on the start.wildwithobit.com. And you go and check out some other settings and stuff like that, so you can actually get on our mailing list. You can also buy merch and other cool stuff like that. So take care, guys. Have a great night. Good night.